really afraid.
I'll show you numbers that should be displayed.
He's a hero and wonder. Here's Dirk.
So, there you are. We've been waiting for you, and you've finally arrived. We're about to tell you another hair-raising adventure of one of the world's foremost numbers people, Dirk Niblik of the Math Brigade. As today's grungy episode, titled The Lint Trap, begins, Lieutenant Niblik was looking at his nautilus shell.
What an amazing shell. If you hold it up to your ear, you hear a sound not unlike the ocean. But if you look closely at it, you can see that the spiral formed by the chambers of the Nautilus has the proportions of a spiral made of Fibonacci numbers. Incredible bits of mathematics abound in nature, but you'll have to trust me because they're gosh darned hard to draw.
As Dirk continued to muse,
you can listen to the Nautilus, you can look at the Nautilus. I wonder what happens if you smell it. I don't recommend it.
hark, a knock at the door.
I hope it's a door-to-door salesman selling a Nautilus shell remover. Good day, sir.
You have a Nautilus shell on your nose.
So do I. How may I serve you?
I'm soliciting laundry.
I gave at the office.
You gave what at the office?
The shirt off my back.
There. Better?
Thank you. I thought I'd never smell again.
An unfounded fear, monsieur.
What can I ever do to thank you?
Give me your laundry.
What do you want with my laundry? It's all dirty.
I want to clean it. I'm Soapy Lafong, and I've just opened a new laundromat.
Well, that's swell. I'll be happy to give you my laundry.
Ooh, I love it when I make a sale. I'll have it back to you tomorrow, all cleaned and fluffed and folded.
Here you are, and thank you for your service.
Yet another business has started up in Dirk's hometown, Soapy Lafong's Laundry and Croissant Shoppy.
It sure is lucky we got this job after school, isn't it, Fold?
I'll say, and we make good money, $10 an hour. Before too many moons set, we'll have enough money for you to buy that new fun fur you've had your eye on, and for me to go to longshoreman school.
Quitting time!
And payday, too. Next to Guy Fawkes Day, payday is my favorite.
Okay, you two, it's the end of the week. Here are the timesheets showing how much you worked this week and the money I owe you. Let's see, you worked a total of 20 hours, and remember, I pay you by the hour.
And the time just flies when you're getting rich.
So, 20 hours times 10 for $10 an hour is...
$200! Wow! $100 each! Thank you, Mr. Lafong. Come on, Fold. Let's go show Lieutenant Niblik.
Let's just tell him about it. He might hit us up for another loan.
And that's just what the little hard workers did.
Ooh, you have a bandage on your nose, Lieutenant.
Is it noticeable?
Smelling the Nautilus again, Lieutenant?
Yes, but you didn't come here to talk about my nose. How is your new job?
Great. We're working at Lafong's Laundry and Croissant Shoppy.
I take from them.
And today we got paid.
That's semi-swell. What do you do at the laundry?
We fluff and fold the clothes.
What a semantic coincidence. Let me guess. I'll bet you fluff, and you fold.
No, I fluff.
And I fold.
So fold fluffs and fluff folds.
Except sometimes when I get behind and fluffs, too.
So there are times when fold fluffs and fluffs.
Unless we get really busy.
Then what happens?
Fluff folds and fluffs.
And fold fluffs and folds.
Where are you going, Lieutenant?
I'm going to smell my shell.
Wait! We'll stop. We're just silly because today was our first payday.
Yes, look, we just got paid. What?
I don't think you were paid. I think you were underpaid.
Well, fans of mine, has Dirk Niblik found an error in Soapy Lafong's accounting system? See if you can figure out what the my gosh is wrong here. Were Fluff and Fold underpaid for fluffing and folding, or was the folding done at a fair fee? We'll find out in a flash.
Sooner or later, you're gonna see some math. You can count on it. Sooner or later, those numbers cross your path. You can count on it. You may be hoping it'll go away, but let me tell you, math is here to stay. You can count on it. Yeah, you can count on it. Everywhere you look, they're measuring the action. You can count on it. Yeah. Everywhere you look, they're even using fractions. You can count on it. They keep the time and they're keeping the score. They draw the line and they're running the score. You can count on it. Yeah, you can count on it. Look at the dial, look at how far, look at how much, look where we are. Look at the game, look at the graph, check out the numbers, you got the last laugh. Cause it ain't history, there's nothing tough about it, you can count on it. That's right. Soon you're gonna see that you couldn't live without it, you can count on it. Don't take a genius or a great magician to make a pretty good mathematician. You can count on it. Yeah, you can count on it. Oh, you can count on it. Baby, you can count on it. Down, 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 yeah.
Yes, you two have been underpaid. Let's go see Sophie LaFong.
Okay, Lieutenant, but don't make waves. He's a nasty so-and-so, but we need to work.
Right is right. Come on. I'd like a word with you, LaFong.
And what might that word be, Lieutenant? If it's about your laundry, it won't be ready until tomorrow. I had to put it through twice.
You are a wolf in sheep's laundry, LaFong, and the word I was thinking of is fraud.
Who's a fraud of the big bad wolf?
Lieutenant Niblik thinks you owe us more money than you paid us, Mr. LaFong.
Would you listen to a man who puts a nautilus shell on his nose to answer the door?
Take a look at this timesheet. You paid them for 20 hours' work.
So, 4 hours plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20. 20 hours.
That's true, but you're forgetting something.
Aha, you're right. I could have multiplied. Additionally, I forgot to put the cat out. I'll be right back.
You stay right here.
Mais oui, but the cat will be miffed.
Let the cat be miffed. You didn't add up the extra minutes these kids worked. Minutes are time, and...
Time is money!
Nitpickers.
Now add those minutes up and pay those two what is rightfully theirs.
No, that was just an oversight on my part. Okay, the minutes add up to 150, so I owe you for an extra 1 1/2 hours. At $10 an hour, that...
It's $15.
But wait, 150 minutes is more than 1 1/2 hours.
It certainly is, Fluff.
Hey, yeah, ours have 60 minutes, not 100.
Sure, 60 minutes is 1 hour, so 150 minutes...
In 150 minutes, you got 2 hours. 2 hours is 120 minutes.
With 30 left over. You owe us for 2 1/2 hours, not 1 1/2.
And that amounts to $25. Fork it over, LaFong.
Okay, here you go. But don't buy any candy with it.
And don't you cheat people anymore, LaFong.
I won't. And to show there are no hard feelings, I'm not going to charge you for the starch I put in your long underwear.
And so another episode of Dirk Niblik draws to a close.
And I've learned a lesson, too. Don't smell nautilus shells. Just look at them and count the Fibonacci number sequence, or listen to them and hear the sound of the ocean.
We bid a nearly dry adieu to Lieutenant Dirk Niblik of the Math Brigade.
I've got to get this into the shop.
It's time for Spot the Hexagons. Can you spot the hexagons? Here are 5 polygons. Which of them are hexagons? Time's up. These are hexagons. Each has 6 sides.
Time for the game show, where the answers to the questions come from you, kids at schools all over the country. Time for Piece of the Pie! Yeah! All right. I'm Reggie Cathy, and welcome to Piece of the Pie. And now, I'd like to introduce you to the host of our show, a very nice guy, the guy who puts the chill in the pie fill, Mr. Chris Franco.
Oh, thanks for that delicious introduction, Reggie, and welcome to Piece of the Pie. I'm Chris Franco, and I'd like to introduce a very tasteful guy himself, my friend, Arthur Howard! Arthur!
A very tasteful tie.
Oh, thank you. We're going to have a terrific show today on Piece of the Pie because we've got some great contestants, and we're going to meet them right now. Over here, we've got David. Hi, David. How are you feeling?
Hi, good.
Good? Ready for the game?
Yeah.
Terrific. Next to David, we've got Darcy. Hi, Darcy. And I'm fine. I'm ready. And next to Darcy, we have got Chris. We have the same name, huh?
Yep.
You're the team captain, huh?
Yep.
You ready for Piece of the Pie?
Sure is.
This is the red team, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a big round of applause. And you will be playing against Robert. Hi, Robert.
Hello.
Welcome to Piece of the Pie. Next to Robert, we've got Ancy. Hi, Ancy.
Hi.
How you feeling?
Fine.
Great. Okay. Next to Ancy, we have got the team captain, Stanley. Put her there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the yellow team for Piece of the Pie. They'll be playing against the red team. And you all know how to play, right? What we did is we sent questions to kids all over the country. It's your job to guess their top 5 answers to one of those questions. When you get one right, you'll get a piece of the pie for that answer's percentage, and we'll post it right here on our big pie chart. The team that gets over 50% of the pie wins the game, okay? Now, if you should be asked a difficult question, you can call for a huddle where you'll all get together and come up with a team answer, and that's how we pay Piece of the Pie. Hey, Reggie.
Yes, Chris.
Why don't you tell us about today's bar chart?
Glad to, Chris. We asked kids at Lieutenant Peter Hansen Elementary School in Canton, Massachusetts to name something you do when you are bored. They gave us 9 different answers. It's your job to tell us the top 5 answers on today's Piece of the Pie. Remember, name something you do when you are bored. Back to you, Chris.
Okay, something you do when you are bored. It's right here if you should get so bored as to forget what the question is. Okay, the red team won the toss backstage, so we're going to start with David. You ever been bored, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not now, though, right? You got a great answer. What do you think, David? The kids at Canton, Massachusetts might have given us one of their top 5 answers to what do you do when you're bored?
Watch television.
Watch television. Very good. In fact, 20% of the top 5 answers were watch television. Arthur's going to post the 20% right here. Okay, we got the red team on the board. Let's move over here to Robert on the yellow team. Robert, how you doing? Fine. Okay, Robert, what do you think the kids in Canton, Mass said?
To read.
To read. Very good. The yellow team's on the board. In fact, that was the most popular answer. 25% of the top 5 answers were read. We've got both teams on the board. Good. You're good players. Okay, Darcy, what do you say?
Play.
Play. Very good. Okay, we're on a winning streak here. In fact, 16%. Your team, the red team, is going to get 16 percentage points, which we'll post right here. It's now 36 for the red to 25 for the yellow. Let's go on to Ancy.
They draw.
Draw. Very good, Ancy. Oh, you kids are like going like crazy. In fact, it is 18% of the top 5 answers were draw. We are going great guns here. Both teams are on the board. It is very close. We've got 43 on the yellow team to 36. Either team could win it with this answer. Chris, what do you say?
Video games.
Video games. You win. That's it. The red team wins. You have over 50% of the pie. Arthur, it's happening! I love it when this happens! The red team wins! Terrific! Oh, boy. You kids got them one right after another. The red teams win. Yellow team, you played a fantastic game. You really did. It's still snowing, Arthur. You guys got it. They read, they play video games, they watch, they draw, they play with their friends, one right after another. Can you believe this? Terrific. Yellow team, I can't say that you were not play well. I mean, it went like lightning, and you're going to get, as your consolation prize, a terrific Square One television shirt, television T-shirt for being with us. And red team, for being the winners, you're going to get a Square One sweater, just like this, with Arthur. Except it'll, not Arthur, with it. You'll get one like this. You'll each get one. You don't have to split one. Okay, I think they got it. Oh, what a terrific game. Listen, Thanks. Join us next time on Piece of the Pie. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey, Cabot! Must you be so loud? Hey, Cabot! What did you say? Wait, I can't hear you. What did you say? Hey, Cabot! Would you cut that out? What do you got there?
These are the 4 theater tickets you asked me to buy.
Oh, great. How much do I owe you?
I can't remember.
What do you mean you can't remember?
It's not that I can't remember, I just forgot.
All right, let me see those tickets there. You see, we got 13, 13, 13, 13. Okay, you got 4 tickets,
Right.
$13 each. You want to figure the total of how much I owe you, multiply 13 times 4. Go.
Well, 13 times 4 is the same as 4 times 13, so 13 times 4 is
Right.
the same as... I can't figure that out, that's too hard.
All right, let me help you out here.
Okay.
If you want to multiply numbers, and it's too difficult to do in your head, you can round the numbers up to the nearest tens.
10.
Right.
Okay, so 13 rounds up to 20.
Right?
4 rounds up to 10, so 2
Right.
times 20 is 200. Hey, that wasn't so bad, so you owe me $200.
Right. Wait a second. A little high, don't you think?
I don't think so. I don't think I spent that much money.
I don't think so either.
$200.
All right, let's try rounding down, okay?
Sounds fair to me.
13 rounds down to
10.
right? And 4 rounds down to
0.
right? Now, 10 times 0 is 0. Right. Means I owe you nothing. Thanks a lot.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
It was Wednesday, 9:43 a.m., and the new rock group Hamlet's gang had sold so many tickets that traffic was backed up from the Greek Theater to Mann's Chinese. I was working the day watch out of Mathnet. The boss is Thad Green. My partner is George Franklin. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. Cars, thousands of cars, were being stolen in the greater Los Angeles area. It was a problem of great magnitude. Our job, solve it. In order to do so, we needed facts. Plenty of facts. We decided to look at a few scenes from yesterday's show to check things out.
Kate, if people in L.A. are losing their cars at the rate of about 10,000 a month, they must be replacing them. I mean, nobody in L.A. walks.
What do you mean?
I mean, car sales would figure to be up.
We needed an expert, and we decided to talk with L.A.'s leading car dealer, the flamboyant Art Fraud. He told us his sales were up. Way up.
Any idea where these stolen cars might be going, Art?
Not really. The shops are out of business, so that's out. I guess they might be being shipped out of the country to Point South and sold down there, but I don't know anything about it.
After leaving Art Fraud Motors, we got an unusual bit of information.
Monday.
Mathnet, 3 more complaints about LAPD tow-away.
What are the complaints?
Nobody can find the cars.
After our visit with Art Fraud, we thought that the cars might have been shipped out of the country.
Since the Suffolk legislature passed on...
Investigate our theory at Long Beach Harbor.
So, you're in charge here, sir?
Yep, I'm Chief Warfinger.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Warfinger.
My name isn't Warfinger. I am a Warfinger.
A wharfinger is a man who controls a wharf, George.
Martha once thought she spotted a double-breasted wharfinger in our backyard.
George.
It was near our tree.
What can I do for you landlubbers?
I love it when they talk nautical.
Chief, we're investigating the disappearance of hundreds and hundreds of cars from the greater Los Angeles area. Is it possible that 20,000 cars could have been shipped out of this harbor?
Well, blister my barnacles if it doesn't happen all the time.
Boatloads of cars?
Swab my cargo net if it don't. You know, a ship can carry up to 6,000 cars over the Bound in Maine.
So to move 20,000 cars...
You'd need, let's see, 6,000 goes into 20,000, 3 times with 2,000 left over, so you'd need 3 1/3 ships. Well, 4 ships to be safe.
Gussy up my gunnels if you wouldn't.
So it would be possible.
Yep. but not without my knowing it.
You know everything that comes through this harbor?
A pirate on a peg leg couldn't get in or out of these docks without this old sea dog's ears pricking up.
You're on top of everything?
In the crow's nest.
So the missing cars couldn't have been shipped out of here in the past 2 months.
Absolutely not. If you think those cars were shipped out of here, you're sliding down the wrong bowsprit.
What about a super tanker? How much weight can they carry?
A big oil tanker can carry 300,000 tons.
The cars average about 3,000 pounds.
3,000 times 20,000 is 60 million. There are 2,000 pounds in a ton. The cars would weigh 30,000 tons.
But super tankers carry liquid. Cars are solid. Those ships are not outfitted to carry solid cargo. And like I said, I know everything that comes in and out. And nothing like that happened. Blast my ballast if it did.
Thank you, Chief.
We'll let you get back to your hobby. How long you been at it?
Over 50 years, man and boy.
Wow. How many ships have you built in bottles in all that time?
I don't build them.
Oh?
People bring me bottles that some swab jockey put a boat in, and I take it out.
I see.
Yeah, in my lifetime, I probably salvaged 1,500 bottles.
Uh-huh.
You know, a bottle ain't good for much with a boat on the inside of it.
I guess not. Thanks for your help, Chief.
$1,501.
We were certain that the cars hadn't been shipped out of the country, but to make sure, George checked the airports.
Very good. Thank you. Well, they weren't flown out, Kate. The largest cargo plane available could carry 40 cars. That means to carry 20,000 cars, you'd need 500 flights. Air traffic control would have picked that up, and they didn't.
Monday. Send her in, Steve. It's Liso.
Any news, Miss Monday?
Not yet, Liso.
Hi. I've done some checking on the official records reports. Looks like more people have seen cars being towed away and not turning up at an impound area.
Just like my mom's car?
Mm-hmm.
Kate, Debbie, I hate to say it, but maybe we've got a rogue cop on our hands. Someone who is using his position as a trusted record driver to steal these cars.
That's possible.
I thought of the same thing, and I checked on these people.
And?
There are about 150 records. All of their drivers have been on the job for at least 3 years, and they have excellent records. They're above reproach.
What if it's not one of them?
We're pretty sure it wasn't, Liso.
Wait, you mean...
What if someone else has a wrecker? Yes, and they painted it to look like an official wrecker.
It would take quite a while for one wrecker to steal 20,000 cars.
Maybe it's a fleet of wreckers. I've got an idea.
I had to talk to the chief and lay out my complicated plan. The chief sent out an order for all official records to be taken off the streets for the rest of today and tomorrow, too.
The chief has pulled our records off the streets, and all LAPD cruisers have been told to watch for any towing activity.
So if we see any, we'll know it's some phony record.
Now, let's play What Do We Know?
What do we know?
It's a way of looking at facts. We know 20,000 cars have been stolen in Los Angeles and not recovered.
And we know from all our records that they haven't left the area by sea or air.
And highway patrol records don't show any unusual traffic on the roads.
And we know that some of the cars are new and some are pretty old.
And you think you know how they're being stolen?
Yes, Liso, but not for sure. George, remember what Art Fraud said in Wednesday's episode?
Sure. He said for 29 cents down and 29 cents a month,
I mean about the stolen cars, what the old and the new had in common.
Oh, right. He said they were all heavy cars.
A lot of cars used to be heavier before the gasoline crisis of 1973, and they got heavier after gasoline got cheaper again.
Remember the charts on models and make stolen? Heavy cars and trucks? Between 1973 and 1984, auto manufacturers made lighter cars so they would get better gas mileage and be cheaper to operate. What are you getting at, Kate?
It's just a hypothesis, but there are 20,000 heavy cars that someone has stolen. There's not a place to put that many cars without somebody noticing them. So what if the cars aren't being sold as cars?
What else would they be sold as? Planters?
Junk.
Right.
What if they are being sold as scrap metal?
Sure. Lots of times when you trade in an old car, the dealer just sells it to somebody, and that somebody recycles the metal.
Let me make a couple of phone calls to scrap metal dealers. Good idea, Debbie. In the meantime, George, let's hit the streets and see if we can catch any of those phony wreckers.
Can I help?
You have helped, Liso.
Come on. We'll give you a ride home.
This is Monday. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, we just spotted a possible LAPD wrecker. It was towing a limo.
Great, Steve. Where'd it go?
Don't know, Kate. We lost it in traffic at Crenshaw and Exposition.
Kate, look!
We've got one too, Steve. 10-4. Hit it, George.
"100% of Square One TV is a production of the Children's Television Workshop. This program was made possible by grants from the National Science Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, the U.S. Department of Education, and the Carnegie